The wind clawed at the steel walls of Station E9, a lonely outpost swallowed by the Arctic Circle. The world outside was a wasteland of white, shifting endlessly beneath a sky bruised by violet aurora. Inside, the only sound came from the slow, tired hum of machines and the quiet breathing of the man who had not spoken to another human in 4 months. Jack Morrison, 32, sat hunched over the control console, shoulders heavy under the weight of the endless night. Isolation had carved soft hollows beneath his eyes. His beard had grown uneven, the kind only solitude created. The Arctic had a way of scraping people down to their rawest parts. Tonight, it felt sharper than usual. He checked the time. 11:23 p.m. Another routine log. Another cup of stale instant coffee. Another hour of pretending the silence didn't feel alive. Jack lifted his mug, cracked on one side, and took a sip. Then, a piercing burst of static exploded through the emergency frequency. He jerked upright. The emergency band never activated unless an aircraft went down or another station transmitted distress. His fingers flew across the dials, stabilizing the signal. Jack, do you hear me? Jack froze. His blood ran cold. That voice had a rasp he didn't recognize, yet he knew it intimately. A voice he heard every time he left himself a recorded note. A voice he'd lived inside for 32 years. It was his own, older, distorted. Jack, listen carefully. You don't have long. System failure in 37 minutes. You die if you don't listen. Jack leaned closer to the speaker, heart hammering against his ribs.
Who is this? Identify yourself.
Static crackled. Then the voice sharpened.
I'm you. 37 minutes ahead. You need to shut down the primary generator.
Jack felt the room shrink, felt the air thicken.
You expect me to believe that?
Your coffee mug will fall off the desk.
The voice said calmly. Jack blinked.
What?
A tremor from the wind rocked the station. A mild quake he'd felt 1,000 times. But this one jolted the desk just enough. His mug slid, wobbled, fell, shattered on the floor. Jack stared at the pieces, a cold sweat breaking across his neck. Before he could speak, the northern lights outside shifted violently. A sudden swirling twist of green into blood-red streaks, a pattern he had never seen. The same moment, the voice said,
The aurora is changing. Exactly like that. Jack, focus.
His breath trembled.
What's causing the failure?
You don't have time.
The voice snapped.
Shut down the primary generator. Switch to backup now.
Jack hesitated, staring at the power interface. Protocol was clear. Never shut down the primary during extreme cold. It was the heart of the station. If it failed to reboot, he'd freeze. Slowly,
This goes against training.
Jack muttered.
It'll risk complete power loss.
Do you want to die tonight?
The voice hissed.
Trust me, I've already lived it.
Jack's hand hovered over the switch. Then, loneliness spoke louder than logic. 4 months of silence had carved a hollow in him, so deep he would have welcomed a stranger's voice. But his own? That felt like salvation. With a shaky breath, he flipped the breaker. The station plunged into a deeper hum, then sputtered as the backup generator kicked in. And immediately, its heat gauge spiked.
What? That's impossible.
Jack whispered. Backup units weren't supposed to overheat. Ever. The voice returned. Clearer now. Too clear.
Good. Now, delete the latest system logs.
Something about its tone made Jack's stomach twist. There was a personality emerging. A smugness. And then it said a phrase that froze his hand midair.
Good job. No worries, mate.
Jack frowned. He never said that. No one from his region said that. Not even once in his life had those words crossed his mouth.
Who are you?
He whispered.
Jack,
The voice replied gently.
if you don't keep listening, you die in 29 minutes.
The timer began ticking in Jack's mind. An invisible countdown, burning behind every breath. He stared at the radio, heart aching, with the hunger for human connection versus the rising dread, coiling in his gut. If he listened, he might survive. If he didn't, he might die. The wind screamed against the walls, sounding almost hungry. Jack closed his eyes. He had to choose